Hello everyone, Julia here. Hello from Sweden and welcome to a new video. And today I want to continue to work in my winter journal, and for today's page in this journal I wanted to make something fun and easy, and I decided to make some postage stamps, my own postage stamps, like kind of fake postage stamps. I didn't do it already for a while, so I decided to make some cute little stamps for my journal, and yeah, as you can see, it turned out that I have quite a few of them. So join me for making these fun stamps. I hope you will find some inspiration for your own journals here, and will also try out to make something like this because it's really very fun and easy. So let's get started and make some nice fun stamps. And first of all, I chose some paper scraps that I will use as a background for my stamps. You can take any kind of paper that you have, and it's a great way to use paper scraps. So basically I just will use this paper for gluing down my images and then cutting around them, so this will serve as a background. And you can take something like this, some craft paper, or even some paper like this, something that looks a bit more interesting, more colorful background. I will try different ones. I just took some random paper scraps, and for example this craft paper is just some pieces of packaging that's also from the wrapping paper, and different paper scraps, different kind of backgrounds. So I think it's a good way to reduce your paper scraps at least a little bit. And I want to use some animal illustrations, and in general just different illustrations that I've found. Some magazine cutouts, like for example this here I found in my box with different winter ephemera, some printouts and magazine cutouts like this. So I want to use some of this, and I want to make stamps of different sizes, like bigger, smaller. So I will use different images. Then I also print out some of my own collages from my digital kits that you can find in my Etsy shop as a tiny images like this. These are my own collages. This one is, for example, from the digital calendar kit. So I just printed them in the smallest possible size, and maybe we'll use some of this. I think they also will look really nice as stamps. So of course you also can use any kind of digitals that you have and just print them in a very small size. And something else that I want to use is this book. I got it sometime last year from a friend from Germany. Children's book with nice animal illustrations, some birds and winter animals. And I like that most of the animals, most of these illustrations are small. So I think they will work really nice as stamps because they're really small, and I just can cut out some of these images. So I also want to use some of this. So if you have some books that you use for your junk journals with some small illustrations, animals, birds, plants, whatever you like, then I think it's also a great way to use those tiny illustrations. So these are already ready to use. I think some of this I still should cut a bit smaller, and also get rid of those white edges here, and also I want to cut out a few animals from this book. And I also found this kind of stencil or something, I even don't know how to call this, some kind of stencil. This one I still have from my school time. I remember that for a while I used that at school for something, and I think that some of these shapes will work really nice as a stamp, so I just will try to fit some of these animals inside these shapes, and I think then it will be just easier to cut them out, because I'm not very good in cutting straight. So maybe first I just will try to find some illustrations that fit to these shapes and then cut them out. And I think I can use not only this one, I think this one works really well, but also, for example, some shapes like this would be fun, like a triangle or circle. There are different shapes of real stamps too. There are circle stamps and triangles and some things like that, and this one, for example, is a bit smaller, so I think I will use a few of this. I didn't use this thing for, like, I don't know, 15 years or so, or even maybe 20. But yeah, and I was going to throw it away, but as you can see, even some old stuff like this sometimes can be useful, so good that I didn't throw it away. Now I can use it for crafting. So now I just will take a pen and will try to fit some of these images to these shapes that I have here, and just will mark that it's easier to cut them out. So let's see. So I cut out all my cute images, and there are quite many of them. I tried to cut out from those illustrations that I already started to cut. I tried to cut out as many images as possible, so I also cut out some trees like that, kind of leftovers of some illustrations, and also some funny shapes like this. And I have to say that with this thing it was really much easier to cut them out. And I decided that these bigger ones that I showed in the beginning I won't use, because it's already quite many, and I still also have this small printouts of digital kits, so I think it's enough. And these bigger ones I will leave maybe for later, for the next time. So now I just will glue them down. Just will take some random papers that I have here from these paper scraps and will glue them down. And before gluing them down, some of them I want to ink up the edges, especially like this white tiny images. I think I will ink up the edges of those, but I won't do it with all, just with some. I think this bigger one, will look really nice on this green one. So now I just have to remember not to glue them down too close to the edges, because I still have to cut them out. When you ink them up, you definitely can see the different look. I really like it. more like this when it's inked up, especially with the white edges, but of course you don't have to do it. But I think that I will do it with those that have white edges, like this, for example. So I glued down all my images to my paper scraps, and now I will make them look more like stamps. And first that I want to do is to use some of my stamps. I have these two wooden stamps which look like some kind of postage stamps, and also I have this set of clear stamps that I also can use, like this, for example, and also this one, for example, I can use. So I just now will use all these tiny details to make this to make my stamps look more like postage stamps, and then I just will cut them out. First I will use these tiny round ones, and I just will do that completely randomly, random stamping. I want to use different stamps on this illustration, so I won't stamp them all with the same stamp. Just for some of them I will use this. Okay, now my stamps are almost ready, and I just have to cut them out. And for cutting them out I will use this scissors. That's the only scissors like this that I have. I know that there are lots of different tools that you can use for making your own stamps. There are some special tools that help you to cut them, and they look like real postage stamps, like with that very thin cut and with that small wavy edge. But I don't have anything like this. I just have this one, this scissors. So I will use this scissors for cutting them out. And these scissors are not the best. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to cut with them, but in general they work for that purpose, so I think it's okay to use them. It's not the best option. So yeah, it's as you can see, it's not the best scissors ever. It's sometimes a bit difficult to cut with them straight, so if you are looking for some scissors like this. These are definitely not the best, but they were rather cheap as I remember, so I think for that price they do the job. Maybe sometime I will get some better scissors or some other better tools for making my own stamps, but for now I just will use what I have. Maybe I just have to sharpen them better and then they will cut better. I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, sometimes I struggle a bit with them. And something like this happens, but real postage stamps, especially used ones, also usually not perfect, so I think it's okay anyway, and they're kind of cute. Okay, now my stamps are ready and I really like how they turned out. I think they're really super cute. Look at this cute bunny. I love all these small illustrations with animals, and also these printouts look really nice. And I definitely will use this in my journals. So if you never tried to make your own stamps, I can highly recommend it because it's really fun and easy process and it's really fast. You can use any kind of images that you like from the books or some printouts or stickers, just anything that you like. And I think it's also a great way to use some paper scraps, because you can use any kind of paper for the background. For example, leftovers of some packaging or wrapping paper, like for example this one. Or also just some craft paper like this always looks great, or any paper scraps that you have and that you don't know what to do with. They usually work really well as a background, so you definitely should try to make your own stamps. It's really fun. And something else that I want to do today, I want to use a few of them in my winter journal, and I think I will make just the simplest page possible. I want to find an empty page here and just will glue down a few stamps. I think they're really pretty and I don't want to do anything else. I just want to have a few of them in my journal. So I will choose a page. Yeah, I think I will use this coffee dyed page as a background. And as I said, all I want to do, I just want to choose a few of these cute stamps and just glue them down to my page, just to have them in my journal. I don't want to make any collage today or nothing like that, just very quick and simple page. I think they're really very pretty, so just want to have a few of them in my journal. I just will take some random stamps that I like and will start to glue them down, and then let's see how it will turn out. Okay, I think that's all what I want to add to this page. And up here I have a bit of the space left, and I want to stamp there this little sentiment, cherish the little things. I think it kind of fits here. Let's see if I can do that good or not, if it will be straight or not. Yeah, I think it looks not bad. So my quick and simple page is ready, and I have to say that I really like how it looks. It's very, very simple, nothing very special, but I like how it looks in this journal. All these cute animals and birds, and I still have quite a few stamps left, and I think I will use them in my other journals as well, and maybe some of this still in this journal. And also now I'm making new journals for my Etsy shop, and all of them are nature themed with many forest animals and birds inside, many owls and other cute forest creatures. So I think the stamps also will work really nice with those journals. So I think that some of them I will add as additional ephemera, that people who buy those journals can also use them in the journals. So I hope you liked this video and that was inspiring for you, and that you will try to make your own postage stamps if you never tried it yet. Things like this are always handy to have for collages and for some journal pages, so it's always nice to have something like this ready. And if you start to make them, it's kind of difficult to stop, because it's really so fun and so easy. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next videos. Bye!